Pre-match.
Al Troutwig, Jim Courier, Tracy Austin are Grand Slam champions who may come to blows tonight about whether Radwanska, who no one really heard of, let's be honest, when this day started, know of her now because she flips the women's draw upside down by defeating Maria Sharapova. A couple of American dreams died today, but they died with honor. And we've got Roger Federer reeling off 105 points without an unforced error. But we have to start with Maria Sharapova. What the heck went wrong? She was supposed to have a highway to the final.
We had already written her into that final round and that bottom half of the draw. We talked about how top-heavy the top half was, and there were 5 people competing at the top that could win the title. Maria Sharapova played a better opponent today. I think Maria went out a little too nervous as defending champion. She struggled with her serve. She's been struggling with her serve out off and on all year because her shoulder has bothered her. She said her shoulder was fine today, but she got the yips a little bit on the second serve, threw in 12 double faults. And Radwanska, she was standing about, what, 5 feet behind the service line.
She got in Sharapova's head.
She got in Sharapova's head. And you know what, Al? You do what you got to do within the rules to win a match. We see on the men's side, the men taking...
This is Tracy Austin saying this, just America, just so you know.
You know, they're taking they're taking injury timeouts, loads and loads of them to try to change the momentum. You know, whatever it takes, and she got into Sharapova's head.
There's protocol here, Tracy. There are lines that you don't cross when you're a professional. When you're a junior, there are lines that you cross. You do whatever. You know, you talk to your opponent on changeovers. It doesn't matter. You get up on the service line to receive serve. You jump around. We all did that as juniors, but you certainly don't do it when you're a professional. You'll never see Roger Federer doing that. Why? Because you respect your opponent. Let's take a peek and take a look back at what some younger players have done to some veterans and irritated them. We'll tell you exactly why. Michael Chang.
Well,
we're not going to see that. I mean, come on.
Way ahead of yourself.
He's so
I'm going to get to Michael Chang.
Talk about the match. What happened?
Man.
What went wrong?
God, I had it all set up, and then they just didn't get the right photo on there.
Radwanska with some quick reflexes, and the key here, Al, is she went on to Arthur Ashe Stadium today respecting Sharapova, but not in fear. So she comes out with some big weapons, passing Sharapova at the net, very calm, and she takes the first set. Sharapova came out storming in the second set. Shows why she is #2 in the world. Very aggressive here.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
She dropped the ball today, big time.
Could she handle the wind, Tracy?
Come on.
Could she handle the wind?
Well, the wind bothered her on her serve. She has a very high toss, Sharapova, and that bothered her on her serve as well. But she was on a roll. She won that second set 6-1 and was ahead 2-love in the second set. So you're thinking, okay, the defending champion, she's so mentally tough. She's going to keep winning this third set. They played once before this year, and Sharapova had won in 3 sets. The key here in the third set, Sharapova's down. And look how far in she is.
Here's the gamesmanship now.
That's not gamesmanship. Do you think that Justine Enna yelling "Allez" right before her opponent makes the error, right after the opponent? It wouldn't happen in the 70s. That decorum is long gone, Jim.
In the 70s, we're talking about Ellie Nastasi. I mean, are you kidding? Jan Tiriac. I mean, you and I were alive in the 70s. These kids weren't even alive then.
I just can't believe we're talking about the U.S. Open champion being ousted because her second serve was no good. Here's Maria's take on things.
I could sit here all day long and come up with excuses and say how bad I played, but at the end of the day, you know, my opponent won the match and I lost it, and just gotta go on from here. I mean, I was so nervous. I mean, I was thinking that I have to hit the first serve, but I missed. Then second serve was like, my hand was like this, and then, I mean, she missed. I was a little bit lucky because it was the net and out like this, and it was like shock.
I think shock is the operative word. Now, the door of opportunity gets burst wide open on the women's side of the draw. That included Maria Sharapova before today. Who's going to survive this?
Well, wow. I mean, Kuznetsova is out there playing right now on line #4 against Medina Garrigues. I mean, she was a champion here in 2004. Chakvetadze, she's a name that we all know. She's a 6th seed. She's won a couple of titles on hard courts this summer. But, Al, this is a transitional day. Usually this doesn't happen in one day. We knew that all these young kids had so much talent. Poshik won today. Azarenka took out Hingis. Petrova's out. Shavai beat her. So 4 top names win out today, all in one day. And these kids are fearless. So I think we're going to see a big surprise at the bottom of the half in the finals.
Well, you know, lawyers love to go for historical precedents, so have at it, Mr. Courier.
Well, I was trying to get to this point earlier with Michael Chang playing Yvonne Lindell. Let's take a peek at 17-year-old Michael Chang at match point with Lindell, getting in his head. Lindell was talking to the umpire. Can he do this? Is he allowed to do this? He hasn't seen this since he was a junior. He would double fault. Guess what? Same thing. She's not doing this because she wants to return from there.
It's totally legal.
Strictly to bother her opponent. Yeah, it's legal, but it's unacceptable behavior at the tour level. That is standard operating procedure in the locker rooms. Everybody knows that. Has Tracy Austin ever done that as a professional?
I have not done it, but it's a different era.
So he's saying you go Bush League, you go within the rules.
It's definitely within the rules, but the rules, the unwritten rules, Al, have completely changed. I mean,
Who changed them? Who changed them?
Come on, Tracy.
It's changed. They're much more brash these days. I mean, Justine Enna, her opponent hits the ball. It's still going to the net, and she's screaming, "Allez!"
Oh, well, that's a different thing. The point's over at that stage. That's pre-point.
You do what you have to do
apples and
to win.
oranges, barrister. Apples and oranges. You have to have your argument sound. You don't have a sound argument.
This is going to continue. Meanwhile, for a long time.